Nikola Jokic and the NBA champs rematching their second round matchup against technically the team that gave them their best fight on their road to a championship a few months ago. No Jamal Murray, no Devin Booker, so we're even as Durant takes on Jokic. First quarter, it's all KD. And then how about Jokic diming up MPJ, Michael Porter Jr. nailing the jump shot. And then out in transition, it's Durant chasing down Reggie Jackson. Rarely do you see Durant on a chase down block. He catches Reggie Jackson and told him it ain't October no more. More good offense from the Nuggets. Look at this dime from Jokic to Peyton Watson, who's emerging in that Nuggets rotation. Still in the second, Kevin Durant makes history with this bucket. He passes by Moses Malone for 10th all-time on the NBA scoring list. Congrats, KD, third quarter. Jokic probably going to be on the scoring list, the assist list, every list there is. Nikola Jokic, once again, putting up a masterful stat line, 21 points, 16 assists, Nuggets up by 9. Here comes Yusuf Nurkic and the Suns. He scored 13 points in the third quarter to help Phoenix get back in his basketball game. And then in the fourth, Grayson Allen ties this basketball game up at 94 with a stop, pop, and pull three. Nuggets respond. KCP out the corner with a three of his own. Nuggets up 3, under a minute to go, biggest play of the game. Yusuf Nurkic attacking Jokic, but called for the offensive foul. Not only does Nurkic turn the ball over, he commits his 6th foul, and Jokic and Denver take advantage. The spinning layup from the game's best player, Nikola Jokic, leads the Denver Nuggets to a 119-111 road victory. Kyrie Irving's forced to do a lot of the heavy lifting against the Memphis Grizzlies with Luka Doncic away to celebrate the birth of his kid. Congrats. Dallas Mavericks hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis could really use a couple victories. Dallas been playing really good ball thus far this year. The Grizzlies came out like a team that really could use a win, specifically Bane. Desmond Bane. How about this NBA 2K style play off the score, the inbound steal, and the three? That will make you quit on 2K. I've done it before. On the other end, how about Rashawn Holmes still hanging around on the recipient end of a good old-fashioned alley-oop? Josh Green now helping Dallas create some pace, the steal, and the throwdown. Mavs down 2 in the second. We're still hanging around in quarter number 2. Derrick Rose making plays for others. Bane nails another 3. And then himself. You can tell D-Rose still puts an immense amount of work in to his craft. So does this dude. Bane gonna get it back and nail the 3. An 18-point first half for DB. The Grizzlies are up 15 as we took a break. Third quarter. My Vol for life, Grant Williams, taking over this basketball game, nailing the 3. And then how about Grant running the floor with Seth Curry and rewarded for his efforts. And if some is good, more is better. This time it's Seth nailing the 3. Curry had 10. The Mavs down 6. Could they complete the comeback? Jalen Novell said, no, they can't. Watch out, this dude can light it up. I'm just letting you know now before it's too late. And when it's winning time, the Grizzlies put the ball back into the hands of Desmond Bane. And in this game, that was a very, very good idea. Memphis takes down Dallas 108-94 behind 30 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists from Bane. Good news, bad news. Trey Murphy makes his season debut for the New Orleans Pelicans. Victor Wembanyama sitting it out for the first time in his career for the San Antonio Spurs, which robs us of our first Wemby versus Zion matchup. First quarter, it's Devin Vassell nailing the 3. Other end, Trey Murphy scores his first bucket of the season. You know I'm not passing when it's in my first game of the year. Especially when I can fly like this with Dad in the front row. It's Trey Murphy flying down the lane, Nobody got in front of that, which was not a bad idea. Murphy throwing it down. He had 18 points in his season debut. More defense from the Pelicans leading the offense. It's Jordan Hawkins with the steal. CJ McCollum with the dime to Mr. You-Know-Who, Zion Williamson. 12 points for Zion. Jeremy Sohan's going to get the bounce on that fadeaway. I'm telling you, man, this dude has like 4 different versions of himself. Jonas Valanciunas on the block. 9 of 12 from the field. He led the Pelicans in scoring with 24 points. New Orleans had a pretty well-balanced attack. You see B.I., he had 14. Pretty well-balanced attack from New Orleans in this one. Herb Jones had 17 points. I already told you about Zion's 12 points. You throw in the fact that C.J. McCollum added a smooth 19. New Orleans taking control of this basketball game. Murphy, 3 of his 18. Zion mixed in 7 dimes. That one to Murphy for 3. The New Orleans Pelicans are going to roll past the Spurs as you see Greg Popovich. Hey, his shot doesn't look any worse than his Spurs any given possession. San Antonio loses again behind Pop's theatrics. 121-106 is your final from New Orleans. Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers looking to get some quick get back against Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. In order to get that get back, though, the Clippers had to deal with some great three-point shooting from the Warriors in the first quarter. We obviously know Curry can get hot, but how about Draymond Green nailing 4 first-quarter threes? He had 4 threes in the game. Hey, better early than never. Curry nails another 3. And I'm forgetting 1/3 of that old Warriors regime. How about Klay Thompson joining the fun? Because it really ain't no fun if the homie can't get none. Warriors up by 13. Brandon Podziemski with a beautiful dime to Curry in transition. Steph's not done. Curry, the three-pointer. Oh my God, look at me. I'm Steph Curry. I'm light-skinned and I'm the greatest three-point shooter of all time. I make millions of dollars because I'm good at basketball. Curry and the Warriors putting it on. The Clippers, Steph showing you most of his 22 points that he had in this basketball game. The Warriors are up by 19. By the way, the Clippers did play this game too. Second half, here we go. It's Kawhi Leonard for show. And then the bearded one creating some plays. Harden with the score. In transition, Russell Westbrook trying to find his role with this new Clippers squad. Finds Daniel Tice inside for the deuce. That's good, Daniel Tice. Here's bad. Jonathan Kuminga catches the big fella slipping. You will pay for your sins. Kuminga terrorizing Tice. Fourth quarter, though. Clippers still hanging around. They put the ball in the hands of Paul George. And 1-3 was very effective in this one. George inside. Paul outside. Clippers down by 3. Now we're in the closing seconds when George, with his team down 2, decides to make the shot of all shots. PG 1-3 puts the Clippers up by 1. It's their first lead of the game. It happens with under 9 seconds to go. Now the Warriors trying to respond. Curry finds Draymond. I mentioned to you that he made 4 3-pointers. I also mentioned to you that they all came in the first quarter, which means he's 1-3 short. The Warriors, who led this game pretty much from start to finish, lose in the closing seconds, 113-112 to the Clippers. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks looking to slow down Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. This game had a combined 253 points scored in it, so just to tease you, scoring was not a problem in this one, especially in the first quarter. Giannis throwing down the jam, not to be outdone by DeJounte Murray. 2 of his 30 points, he scored 10 in the opening quarter. Bobby Portis was on his P's and Q's. Giannis is going to find BP, who gaslights the 3. Y'all see what I did there? I don't get enough credit. Anywho, when your best player cuts, that's usually a good sign. Giannis gets the pass from Boot Champ, and he gets the bucket to go plus the foul. Second quarter, it's Ice Trae a floater. And then Young keeping it and stepping back, nailing the three-pointer. This dude's been averaging 33 and 10 over his last 7 games. Let's just say he pretty much hit those barometers in this one. Trae Young had 32 points, 12 assists. Second half we go. Off the steal, it's Murray to Young. Atlanta's up by 3. And then Ice Trae, stop, pops, and pulls one more again. This dude has been on another level this year for Atlanta. Giannis, y'all already know his level just continues to go higher and higher. And then Dame Dollar. Remember me? It's Lillard for 3. Dame had 25 points. Milwaukee's up 3. How about this time from Young to Clint Capella? Telling y'all, man, Trae Young's, he's been on it this year. Dame, with the somehow, some way for his team, Lillard went glass and made a play. And then when it's winning time, it's the Greek Freak getting a little freaky on the dance moves. Giannis notches his 36th triple-double of his career, his first of the season. 32 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. The Greek Freaks, Milwaukee Bucks win by 11. Luka Doncic missed a game recently due to the birth of his child. Let's see if on the court he could be OKC's Poppy as the Thunder take Dallas to take on the Mavs. And I promise you this was as wild a highlight you'll see. Luka nails the deuce, but it's OKC getting out to the big lead. They're up 11 when Derrick Jones decides to do this baseline jam. Let's not forget this dude can still fly with the best of them. But who cares? The Thunder putting in work. Jalen Williams nails the 3. And then Jalen Williams nails the mid-range. It was 2 different Jalen Williams for the record. SGA in transition. You already know what his body like. 17 points, 9 assists for him. I want you to look at the score here as Derek Lively throws down a jam. Fourth quarter, the Mavs are down by 24. It's 111-87. Keep your eyes on OKC's 111. They're going to stay there for quite some time. Lawson nails the 3. Okay. Off the turnover, look at Luka Doncic just kind of hanging in the backcourt. And he's open for 3. The Don nails it. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 13-point game. OKC still got this game in control, though, right? Seth Curry says, no, they don't. He nails the 3. It's a 5-point game. The Thunder are still stuck on 111. And I mean stuck on 111. It's Lively inside. We're tied up. It's a 24-0 run thus far. Luka's going to rip Chet again. A 30-0 run from the Dallas Mavericks to take over this game. They lead 117-111. But give this young OKC group a lot of credit. Chet Holmgren's going to clean up the mess and tie this game up at 120. And then SGA's been working on his defense to steal the score, and he helps the Thunder somehow, some way hold on to the win by the thinnest of hairs, despite a masterful stat line from Luka, 36, 15, and 18. It's the Thunder, 126, the Mavs, 120. LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers once again playing the Houston Rockets. It feels like these two teams play once a week. This one, though, was pretty much all LA as LeBron and AD help set the tone. He goes deuce plus the foul as King James, and then Anthony Davis goes glass. Lakers trailing. It wouldn't be for long, though, as Jalen Green puts the moves on a really good young defender in Max Christie and nails the deuce. Off the steal from Jabari Smith Jr., look at the heads-up play from Tyreek Eason. He sees LeBron in his peripherals and decides to pass to Smith Jr. That was a very good idea from Eason. Austin Reeves stepped it up in quarter number 2 and had a couple of big-time plays, the and one, and then the monster throwdown from AR. LeBron is going to find Anthony Davis. And then LeBron's going to go reverse. I don't even know what to say anymore about King James. What is this? LeBron! The crazy layup. Look at Dylan Brooks in the corner of this 3. Hey. Lakers up by 10 in the third. More good LA basketball. D-Lo and then AD. I got to clean up what my bro messed up. I'm starting my life over again, over and over. Cam Reddish takes it himself in transition. And then LeBron does the same. 16 points for King James and one very intense conversation with Houston Rockets head coach Ime Udoka. I'm sure they discussed what each other had for Thanksgiving dinner. Ime got his second technical foul right there. He got ejected. Anthony Davis did not get ejected from this game because of a ref. He just finished the game on the bench because the Lakers were up so much. AD had 27 points, 14 rebounds. Lakers win going away, 107-97. Welcome to the latest edition of the Hoops Ferro podcast. I am yours truly, the one and only. I'm Hoops Ferro. If you enjoyed some of them great highlights curated from your boy, please make sure you're hitting the subscribe button, you're liking the videos. Announcements are upon thee really soon. I got something for y'all. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm not lying. I wouldn't lie, especially around the holiday season. Stay tuned from an announcement from your boy, Ferro. And for those that tune in and tap in, thank y'all so much for the love. We are going to cater this entire remainder of this episode to respecting LeBron James, all right? Anybody out there that knows anything about your boy Ferro, you would know that I think LeBron James is great. I got him as one of the three best players I have ever seen play. I don't have him number one. I got LeBron behind Michael Jeffrey Jordan, and I got him behind Kobe Bean Bryant. That is my list. That's we're talking about just the greatest players I've ever seen with my own two eyes. Obviously, most of it's highlights of Mike because I'm only 29. I watched Kobe's entire career from the day he pretty much started to the day he took his last dribble. I'm just saying, to me, LeBron falls right below those dudes as the third greatest basketball player I've ever seen. Now, when we start talking about LeBron's career, I think it's fair to say he's right up there with the Mikes and the Kareems for the greatest careers we have ever seen. LeBron's career has been better than Kobe's, and he's got one less championship. I just tell the truth about this game called basketball. I don't know what else you would want me to do. You pay me for the truth, right? With that being said, I can, in one token, believe LeBron's not my GOAT, but also in another token, believe that LeBron is getting disrespected in ways that should not be done to a dude at this level in his career. Let's start with Ime Udoka and the Houston Rockets, which is the highlight we last shown on this episode of the Hoops Ferro podcast. Obviously, y'all know I was being sarcastic. Ime Udoka and LeBron wasn't talking about no dang Thanksgiving dinner. I think LeBron even said that in his post-game presser. They've actually been able to pull the audio from what Ime and LeBron were discussing when Ime got teed up during the end of that Lakers-Rockets game. And it was some disrespectful stuff. Apparently, I'm going to put the word allegedly on it because we can never be too sure with these transcripts. But it appears as if, though, Ime Udoka told the Lakers to stop bitching. That's apparently what was said. And LeBron went over to Ime and said, yo, let's be careful with that B word. I'm summarizing here. And Udoka, I mean, maybe you want to give him credit for this. He looked LeBron straight up and down. By the way, Ime's not a small guy by any means necessary. He said, yo, you a soft-ass boy. That's pretty much what he said. I said what I said. I'm standing on what I said. Who is you, soft-ass boy? Pretty much is what Ime said. That was his second technical foul of the game. He ended up getting ejected. I think LeBron got a T as well in that situation. LeBron didn't have a second technical foul, so obviously he stayed in the game. With that being said, though, it got me to thinking about Ime Udoka, and I thought about Ime long and hard last night. Pause. But I really went down a deep dive of thinking about Ime Udoka. I watched his post-game interview after this game. He said his Rockets squad got punked by a team that's not known for punking people in the Lakers. It was what he said about LeBron and this little quote-unquote incident that they had at the end of this game. Ime said something along the lines of, when he was asked about what happened between him and LeBron, his response was so weird to me, but it gave me a lot of answers to some questions that I had in my mind about Ime Udoka over the last 19 to 24 months, right? Because he's had a up and down rocky road going from the finals to losing his job to being suspended to pretty much being suspended and then, getting another job with the Houston Rockets, right? So Ime Udoka responded to the media after the Rockets lost to the Lakers, and he flat-foot said, me and the player, got into it about so-and-so. But the part that stuck with me was he didn't call LeBron by name. He referenced him as the player, as if this was just any other guy. That bothers me. You got into an incident, not with just any other player. You got into an incident, Ime, with LeBron James. If you don't have this man as your GOAT, I'm not mad at you. But I think even the most unbiased, even the most hater of LeBron fans can admit this dude is a top 10 basketball player all time. Is that fair? Anybody that doesn't even care for LeBron can admit this dude is top 10 dead or alive to ever play this game, right? I think even LeBron haters can say that. I think even Skip Bayless has got the man in his top 10. Nobody hates on LeBron more than Skip. So with that being said, for Ime to reference LeBron as the player, it answers questions for me. For the longest of times, I have wondered how could Coach Udoka put himself in a position to lose that great situation that he had in Boston. I don't like getting into people's personal relationships, what they do behind the scenes, who's in their bed, who's not in their bed. That really has never been my style. I don't even do that on my music platform where it gets a lot messier than it does, at least publicly, on the NBA side of things. That's never been my thing. I usually steer away from what's going on in people's bedrooms because if you get in a relationship, you get married, on the other side of this stuff, you realize things get tough for a lot of different reasons. There are reasons why people do things that they do. All right, let's just leave it at that. With that being said, though, Ime Udoka lost one of the best coaching jobs in the NBA when he lost that Boston Celtics job. And I'm sitting here watching him so far this year with the Houston Rockets do a pretty damn good job. I'm watching the Rockets live the other night, and anybody can wake up for a game against LeBron and the Lakers. We get that. But I just be watching the Rockets. They're actually a pretty fun watch. And I'm just thinking to myself, this dude, Ime Udoka, is a really damn good head coach. This guy literally can bring out the best in guys, and he can see things that most of us cannot see, right? And I respect that Ime took the Rockets job. He did not try to change what they had working, which is Alperen Sengun is the one definitive in Houston, and everybody else is up for grabs, right? We don't know what this Rockets team will be 2-3 years down the line, but we know Alperen Sengun is the star of this squad. I respect Ime for not trying to switch too much up. So many times I see coaches come in and try to flip too much at once, and you lose the team wholeheartedly. Ime ain't tried to do that. We know Alperen Sengun is the guy. We knew it last year with Stephen Silas. We know it now this year. So respect to Ime for that. But when I saw this offseason, the rumors about Dillon Brooks getting all the money that he got with the Rockets, look, I'm from Memphis. I've watched as much Dillon Brooks basketball as anybody. Nobody else was paying this dude $20, $25 million a year to play basketball for them. It made me scratch my head. I know Ime's not the GM, but I'm sure this was his call to do whatever it took to bring in Dillon Brooks. That was head scratching to me. The fact that Ime lost that job in Boston over a woman, that was another head scratcher to me. And it's led me down a line of questioning this man's decision making. Going to that podium and calling LeBron just another player, it literally reminds me of how Dillon Brooks treats LeBron. I need the NBA to realize this. LeBron has done so much for this game of basketball. Y'all need to respect this dude. And I don't mean y'all got to bow down to the man every time he walks up and down the court. But Ime Udoka and Dillon Brooks specifically, y'all got to show some more respect for the dude that held this damn league down for the last 10, 15 years. Shout out to Ime. He was a former San Antonio Spur. It damn sure wasn't Tim Duncan holding this league down, as great as Tim Duncan was, probably the greatest power forward of all time. He ain't put no butts in seats Let's be real about this. As much winning as Tim Duncan did, it's a damn shame how boring he was to watch in his prime. I'm saying all that to say, come on, bro. It finally dawned on me because I really don't know much about Ime Udoka the person, but when I saw him call LeBron the player instead of referencing LeBron by name, like you can mention LeBron by name, Steph by name, KD by name. Hell, they've been coaching as long, they've been, LeBron, these guys have now been playing longer than these guys have been coaching. LeBron's been playing longer than Ime's been coaching. So to me, it's disrespectful. It, to me, answers the question of why this dude went out of his way to sign Dillon Brooks because they're probably one of the same, which I like guys that think so much of themselves. I'm always good with that. But don't lose sight of what has held this league down. Not referencing LeBron by name, to me, answers a lot of my questions. Oh, Coach Udoka may not have it all in the head. He might be a little off, and maybe that's what works for him, and probably that's what works for Dillon Brooks, but that's what I landed on. How can you not reference LeBron by name? I'm serious about this. How does LeBron not get referenced by name? He deserves that respect. Like, who held this league down for the last decade and longer than that? It damn sure wasn't who's going to win the Defensive Player of the Year. It damn sure wasn't even the Golden State Warriors as much as I love Steph. This league has been held down by LeBron James-generated storylines. The facts. Why are you watching the NBA right now as football season is on another level? You're probably catching a LeBron highlight or two. Jokic is really killing it. You might want to catch a Jokic or Giannis highlight every now and then. But for the most part, the talking point of the NBA 21 years later is still LeBron James. And I believe coaches gotta show that respect. He's not a player. He's not Dillon Brooks doing this. He's a coach. You should not be calling players soft-ass boys during the game. I don't like that. That's just me. I don't like that.
The hook again.
Well, here's the oldest guy in the league right here. Spinning underneath. Oh, LeBron!
A 360. The old man did a 360.
And I'm still hot. Rob Parker on his show, The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard, said something that teed me off even more. As many of you know, LeBron James' son, Bronny James, is set to make his debut with the USC men's basketball team really, really soon after being cleared to go back to basketball activities. LeBron let it be known that his plan is to miss the Lakers game if it falls on the same day that his son, Bronny, makes his debut. For anybody out there that maybe missed it, just a few months back, Bronny James did suffer a cardiac arrest during a USC practice. So for LeBron to see his firstborn play his first basketball game, he said it means a lot to him, even if it means missing a regular season game for the Lakers. Just for the record, LeBron pretty much ain't missed much time at all this year. He's looked incredibly healthy and really good for a Lakers team that's been middle of the pack out west thus far this season. Well, leave it to Rob Parker to be a Debbie Downer on his radio show. He said LeBron's comment didn't sit well with him. And he said, I get it. It's family over everything. Everybody has family, but everybody has missed. Rob said, you can't do it all. I'm not being insensitive. I don't have kids. I do have nieces and nephews, though. I missed a lot of stuff in their lives that I wish I could have gone to. I was working. I had commitments. With the kid, I get it. This is probably a little different because of what Bronny went through with the heart situation. So that might be the part of just being out there to encourage him that day. I had the same thing when Jason Tatum, when he took off for a Celtics game for a 5-year-old son's birthday. A 5-year-old birthday party could happen any day. For two different reasons, I'm about to tick on Rob Parker. For two different reasons regarding LeBron. Y'all making me a LeBron apologist, but I cannot sit here and listen to BS. Now, for anybody out there, let me go ahead and answer the obvious in the room. Somebody gonna say, Ferro, why are you even watching him? I'm a big Chris Broussard fan. I've always been one. When I worked at ESPN as an intern back in 2015, one of the people I really wanted to meet was Chris Broussard, who was, I think, towards the end of his run at ESPN. Obviously, I didn't know that at the time. He never was in studio when I was there, or at least I couldn't see. Because I don't want to get into too many details, but at ESPN, you can actually pull up where people are, where talents are. You could pull up where Adrian Wojnarowski, because we have jobs, right? Like every now and then you would have to do something for a talent like Woj or a talent like Stephen A. And you needed to know where they were located at because it mattered. That mattered on what type of content you needed to create and curate and edit for said talent, especially the likes of those big fish. And at the time, Chris Broussard was a big fish at ESPN. He was nearing the end of his deal. I never got to meet him. But for the record, I just respect Chris Broussard, the man. So that's why I listened to The Odd Couple, his show with Rob Parker. But I just want to go ahead and answer that part of the puzzle. And as I get into this, Chris Broussard is pretty much giving Rob Parker a paycheck. You know, Chris Broussard is doing a great job on First Things First, which I think they got a really good show with Nick Wright and Kevin Wildes, who I think is doing a phenomenal job. Ever since he's been named the moderator with a little bit of perspective, I think this show is taking off, and I believe it's going to be the top dog at FS1 in the next calendar year as they pivot out of the Skip Bayless era, excuse me. With that being said, Chris Broussard is giving Rob Parker a paycheck in the evening. Rob Parker has absolutely no business being on TV. One of the things that I can always notice as a guy that's in it right now, I'm 29 years of age. I don't have kids. So I'm in it right now, right? My life allows me to be in my career. I always know when somebody's not in it, right? Because my heart's in it. You easily pick up on the people whose heart's not in it. Rob Parker heart ain't in sports right now. It's not. And that's not to say who Rob Parker maybe was 15, 20 years ago. I'm telling you right now, when I listen to this man, the takes sound regurgitated. It just sounds like he's trying to find a way to be the villain, to be the opposite of Chris Broussard no matter what, to always take up for the same few guys, the Aaron Rodgers of the world, the Kevin Durant's, the Kawhi Leonard's of the world. Right or wrong, he's riding, and the takes just sound predictable. He ain't in love with the products that he's watching anymore, and it's a damn shame to me because Rob Parker represents a very small of the population of African Americans that hold a space in radio at that level. To be alongside a guy like Chris Broussard, who's doing the work, you can tell he's doing the work. Rob Parker is the complete opposite. Even though they share the same skin complexion, and I don't want to make this too much about race, but this matters to me, y'all. I got aspirations of doing a lot of great things in this business, and when I see somebody taking that opportunity for granted, you're damn right I'm pissed about it. Rob Parker is 1,000% taking his opportunity for granted. For two levels, I thought his take about LeBron James was ridiculous, and I'll explain it to you. Number one, I know Rob Parker not watching the damn games because if he was, he would realize the Lakers have pretty much been down 5 to 6 rotational players all damn year. So even if LeBron James wants to sit out a damn game just because, I'm good with it. You want to know who gets the right to sit out a game whenever the hell he wants to? It's LeBron James. And even he doesn't abuse that privilege. Bruh, I need y'all to realize this. I get it. Some of y'all got LeBron as your GOAT. Some of y'all don't. I need y'all to realize this. For 15 years straight, LeBron James rarely missed games. And even at year 21, he's still playing as much as he can right now. He's still holding the league down. I need y'all to not take that for granted. All this LeBron load management, LeBron ain't got nothing to do with the load management era. This ain't about him. He didn't cheat the game in his prime. Y'all need to start putting that on other people's jackets around the league that are rested every so games. Look at these young stars around the league. If you remove Anthony Edwards, and I'll even remove Jason Tatum, because those dudes play as much as they can, all the young stars rest a amount of games that LeBron did not do at no point in his prime. The man's body is literally like unreal. So, but even in the unreal body, he's, still fighting Father Time. So come on, bro. Right there, Rob Parker, you lost me. And I knew you were going to lose me, but hey, for the hell of the conversation, we having it. LeBron has deserved the right, if anybody, to miss a game for whatever reason, let alone the fact that it's for his son who had a damn cardiac arrest and literally died, almost died. Literally, if your heart stops, you literally pretty much died. That's the reality of it. The fact that Rob Parker doesn't understand that LeBron's going to miss a freaking regular season game coming off a Western Conference Finals run with the Lakers last year. The fact that you don't think that dude has the right to miss a game and that didn't sit well with you tells me you ain't watching the product. It tells me you may watch a game every now and then on TNT when you see Charles Barkley on the screen every Friday, every once in a Friday when you're at the bar on ESPN, the game's on. I know for a fact you're not watching the product. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, Rob. I'm just going to assume you to not be tapped in with basketball season because I know you ain't that stupid to think that. I know you're not that stupid. You're an intelligent brother. You're a professor, so I've heard. I know you ain't stupid enough to say some stuff like that. Maybe I'm wrong. We shall see. And the last part of this, even bringing up Jason Tatum, which I went out of my way to incorporate in this quote because I think it's valuable. Even the fact that Rob Parker thinks it's fair to compare LeBron to Jason Tatum tells me that this man is diminishing the legacy of LeBron. Lord have mercy. I done became the LeBron apologist. Look, Jason Tatum is well on his way to a Hall of Fame first ballot career. He's well on his way. He's going into the Hall of Fame first ballot. A lot of people don't want to hear this, but Jason Tatum's career with Boston has been way better than Carmelo Anthony's was with the Denver Nuggets. A lot of people don't believe that because Melo's a legend, but it is the reality. Jason Tatum's legacy is like right under like Dwayne Wade's run in Miami already. The man ain't even 28 yet. So with that being said, Jason Tatum has been a fantastic star for the league. But he ain't LeBron, which is the point I'm trying to get to. Rob Parker comparing LeBron's legacy 21 years in as a face of the league for at least 15 of those years, if not more. Comparing his legacy to Jason Tatum's, as great as Tatum is a bit disrespectful to LeBron. I don't think it's the same Tatum missing a game for his son's 5-year-old party, which I ain't even tripping over because Tatum plays, again, him and Anthony Edwards usually play. They're the guys that usually play. They're not the problem with the load management thing in the NBA. It's other guys. But with that being said, as much as I love Tatum, he ain't LeBron either. He ain't Bron. Like, when it was Mike, y'all gave it up. When it was my guy Kobe, y'all gave it up. Why has it been so hard for y'all to give up the respect thing to LeBron? I'm not saying you got to make him your GOAT. That's not what I'm saying. But the man has deserved the right to miss a game, especially for his son that literally had a cardiac arrest and nearly died with LeBron not even around him. That's disrespectful to me, Rob Parker. And I cannot believe you share a space on the radio every single day, spearing out this ignorance when you represent my skin complexion, bro. There are many journalists, black ones at that would not take that spot for granted like you are. It's disrespectful to sports and these athletes that put a lot of work in it, and you should clean that up about yourself. I want to thank y'all so much for tapping into another episode of the Who's Ferro podcast. Yeah, I'm pissed, man. You damn right I'm pissed. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous, bro. Thank y'all so much for tapping in with your boy. A passionate LeBron-filtered episode of the Who's Ferro podcast. Dare I say so myself? Man, I just think there's look, man. I never played the game at an elite level. I never been good at basketball. I never been good at sports in general. But and I'm critical of athletes, right? Because, sometimes I think we give sports too much credit. Oftentimes I don't think we give the athletes enough credit. I try my best to find that gray area in the middle and be appreciative of these athletes being able to do stuff that I never was good enough to do, but also be critical enough of them for my fans and the people that support me. It's a thin balance, but I'm trying my best to do it. And when I see somebody taking that for granted, like I believe Rob Parker to be doing on the radio every single day that he's on it, it bothers me, man. Especially when he looks like me, when I know there are so many journalists that would not take that opportunity for granted. I don't take your time, your love, and support for granted. That's why I thank you for tuning in. Again, if you have not done so, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, liking the video, all that great stuff. Y'all, you can just tell how much I care. Like, I'm pissed right now. Like, I probably am once I get off this camera, I'm probably finna go take a chill pill and cool down for a minute. Like, I'm pissed. I feel like I just got to argue with my wife. Like, I'm pissed right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sweating all type of stuff. Thank y'all so much for the time, love, and support. What your boy will never take for granted. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs when I believe I can build my own?
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple, to be the best there's ever been. So, please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories. I talk music. I cover sports. I am culture. I am Ferro.